Rules in watching the video. Sit properly. Find a quiet place in your house that will not interfere your study. Listen attentively and understand clearly the lesson presented. Hello there, grade 6 artists! Welcome back to SDO Rizal TV and welcome to our art class. This academic year has been an extraordinary one, and I am so excited to bring you once again in this thrilling world of fun and learning. Once again, I am Mom Sharnes, your Art 6 teacher, and your guide in this fun art venture. And before we continue our journey of learning today, let me just give you the things that we have to accomplish. At the end of our lesson, you are expected to discuss the concept that design principles and elements relates to everyday objects and explain the elements and principles applied in product design. Handa na ba kayong matuto ng ating bagong aralin sa sining? Kung handa na, kunin ang inyong module, ballpen at ang inyong kwaderno at sabay-sabay nating pasukin ang mundo ng sining. Muli, ako si Ma'am Sharnes, ang inyong magiging gabay sa pagkatuto. In our previous lesson, you have learned the importance of the elements of art and the design principles in photography and in making printed designs. But there are still a lot more to learn on where you can apply these elements and principles. A beautiful design is not a product of great imagination or a result of an idea. Rather, it is a product of carefully plotted design elements chosen to create a visual representation of the idea and the imagination. Design is not about pictures placed together and arranged in a way that creates a story. Design is about creating harmony among the elements and having them come together in a final product that is unequivocally outstanding. The elements of art and the principles of design are the fundamental pieces that make up an artwork. Most works of art will make use of many or all the elements and principles of art. The elements of art are the building blocks of an artwork, and these are color, line, shape, form, value, texture, and space. They are the tools artists use when creating an artwork. The principles of design refers to how those building blocks are arranged. These are the balance, contrast, emphasis, pattern, unity, movement, and rhythm. Line. A line is a path made by a moving point through space. It is one-dimensional and can vary in width, direction, and length. Shape. Shapes are flat and closed areas that are two-dimensional, the length and height. Artists use both geometric and organic shapes. Organic shapes are irregular and imperfect. Naturally, these shapes will all be slightly different from one another. They are often curved and flowing and can seem unpredictable. Still life, portrait, and landscape are all genres of art that often use this kind of shape. Color. Color is perceived by the way light reflects off a surface. There are three properties of color: hue, which is the color name; intensity, which is the strength or purity; and the value, which is the lightness and darkness. Value. Value describes the lightness or darkness of a surface. Texture. Texture describes the surface quality of an object. Artists use both actual texture, or how things feel, and implied texture, or how things look like they feel. Space. Space is used to create the illusion of depth within an artwork. It can also refer to the positive and negative space between, around, or within objects. Form. Forms are three-dimensional: length, width, and height, and it can be viewed from many angles. Forms have volume and take up space. Balance. Balance is the distribution of visual weight in an artwork. The three types of balance are symmetrical, meaning two sides are the same; asymmetrical, meaning two sides are different but visually weighted equally; and radial, which means the design emerges from the center point. Contrast. Contrast is the difference between elements in a composition. This can happen through a variety of elements such as value change, size, difference, and others. Emphasis. Emphasis is the creation of a focal point in an artwork. Emphasis draws the viewer's eye to a particular area of the artwork first. Pattern. Pattern decorates the artwork with regularly repeated elements such as shapes or color. Unity. Unity means all elements within the artwork are in harmony. Variety within elements adds interest to the composition. Movement. Movement is how the eye travels through an artwork. It can lead the viewer from one aspect to another within the composition. Rhythm. Rhythm is the regular repetition of elements such as line, shape, and forms to create interest and consistency. The elements of art and the principles of design are the two fundamental pieces that make up an artwork. Most works of art will make use of many or all the elements of art and the principles of design. Now it's time for some artivity. Arrange the jumbled letters to form the correct word. The terms are related to the different elements and principles